well, had an interesting turn of events. And, I use the word interesting with quotation marks around it. Take that for what it's worth. I was walking to lunch. I was going to go to one of the places at the 7th Avenue side of the canal. And my right boot has a little bit of a gap in it, as it were, where the heel is starting to come loose from the shoe. So I knew it's time to get new ones, but I didn't think I was in any imminent danger of it falling apart. And it didn't. But my left shoe has, while walking, just spontaneously come apart much worse than the right one. I'm not particularly crazy about that. But, well, there you are. So I made it about halfway, and considering how fast and how far it fell apart, I'm heading back to the house, and I guess I'll drive after changing my shoes.
So it's 10:30 in the morning and I have to come home for an emergency. Guess what? My dear husband trapped himself in the laundry room and needed rescue. And I have ditched my students. Let's go save him. All right, we are inside the house. Going to the laundry room. Let's see. That poor boy. Oh, look at that. That poor boy.
I could have died if I didn't have this heater in here.
He trapped himself in. That's just funny.
Oh, thank you.
Well, that's embarrassing. I had come into James' room, and he had left his little portable space heater on. That the rooms just don't heat evenly, and so we've recently gotten these nice small heaters at Costco that have thermostats on them and whatnot. And but he leaves it on and he forgets to turn it off when he gets up in the morning. And I don't care if the room's cold while he's not here. So I turned it off, and something, I can't remember what it was. It was something that I wanted to do in the laundry room. And so I came over here to the laundry room, and I stepped inside like this. And it was so cold in here, I thought, ooh, here's a good chance to test out that heater. So I went back into James's room, and I unplugged the heater, and I picked it up, and I came in here, and I guess I closed the door behind me when I did that. And put the heater down, plugged it in, set the thermostat on it, got it going, and I was like, oh boy, it's cold in here, let's get out of here. And got to the door and could not get out. And I go, oh, well, good. And I reach down, and no, my keys aren't in my pants pockets. And so I go, well, what can I do? I guess I can't get in I don't have the keys. I can't get in the house in any of the access points. And I thought, so I used my Apple Watch on, because I didn't have the phone. And it was still connected to the phone. So I tried making a call to my wife, who only works about 10 minutes drive from here or less, if you can catch her between classes and it's an emergency. And the call wouldn't go through. I don't know if that's because she's at school and a lot of time her phone doesn't seem to want to pick up, or whether it's because it's the Apple Watch and I was just at the extreme limit. But I was able to send her a text message and explain the situation to her. But before I did that, I thought, well, all I have to do is to get closer. To make the call, I have to just get closer to my watch. So I came over here to the exterior door, and I'm also locked in. and it's a keyed lock, and I don't have the key to get out. So I couldn't get in the backyard, and even if I could get in the backyard, I don't have any shoes, so I don't have anywhere to go beyond out there in the cold. At least I had a heater in here that was beginning to work. And luckily I caught her just before a gap in classes, and she was able to come rescue me. But anyway, today my plans have now changed. And I've got a keyed lock here, and that's a mistake for kid's room. Because if there's a fire, he couldn't get out that way if it were dead-bolted, but we frequently leave it not dead-bolted when we're at home. But then he couldn't get out of the laundry room. So it's a death trap. And I guess I'm going to go change the locks. And hopefully I will be able to buy some Slage locks. Just, maybe I can get just this part of it and replace one side of it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to try. Otherwise I'll have to replace the whole thing, and then I'll have to have the locks rekeyed, which is always a pain in the ass, because you have to take the locks up, you have to take them down and get them rekeyed and this thing. So we can hope. Well, I've got the deadbolts. One for here, James's room, one for the back of the laundry room, and one for the the gate, which you also can't get out without a deadbolt. I always kind of figured if there was a fire, they could just go hang out by the pool. But it would be nice if you could get out of the backyard. Had I gotten out of the laundry room, I could have gone through a window, obviously. And I would not have been able to get out of the yard unless I climbed over a 6-foot fence, which when I was the kid's age, I could do. But at my age, I don't know about jumping down the other side. So I've got the 3 deadbolts. I've got the same key, i.e. they all have the same key, not they have the same key as the house. But I'm still hoping that I can just take the flipper part and replace it. So I got here to take a look at this lock, and this is what I found. I can't figure out how to open the damn thing. The only thing I can think is that these things that look like dead-headed screws are actually inserts that I can maybe pry out. I can hope. Otherwise, I got a problem. Or there's always the internet, because there's got to be a way to take these locks off. Has to be. Just has to be. That is exactly what they were. Maybe. If I can remove that little spindle, it's short on the one that was double, and it's long on the other. If I can remove that somehow and swap it over, I think I can make this work. I mean, I should be able to remove the lock tumbler and move it to a different casing, one way or the other. So I think as long as I don't get these screwed up in my head, I think I can make this work. I think I can. Surgery performed. Now let's see if it still works. And we're just screwing in the last of the screw, and we'll check the lock here. And that seems to work from this side. Let's try the other side. So that means this guy is the tumbler I took out of the, after putting the thing in. Then the inside that had the key on it, I took that key out. So this is keyed to match my house. I'm going to have a total of 3 of these. I might as well save them, because I can obviously put these in any Slage lock body in the future and save myself the rekeying problem. So, lesson learned. Success. All 2 doors and the gate, which is really a security screen door, taken care of. We can now escape the house, escape into the yard, and escape from the yard into the carport, assuming the carport's not on fire, and all without having to have a key on you, which was a death trap. So, all fixed. I'm sure the fire marshal would approve. Okay, opening my anniversary present. Boop! Ooh, look! Here, connect. Ding! And the Apple Magic. That's it. It's all done. What the hell's making that noise? You hear that? So that noise. I figured out what it was yesterday. Actually, I figured out what it was shortly after that video I shot, but I couldn't understand it. I can't understand it. So I have an iPhone 10. My wife has a new iPhone 10R that she got the other day. And both of those have wireless charging. So I've picked up some wireless charging stands for charging up the phones, and I had different kinds. I've got some flat ones, and I've got some angular ones, and they work various. The flat ones plug directly into the wall outlet. The second batch of angular ones that I got at Costco, I got actually the last two sets at Costco, but the ones that sit up at an angle, they actually plug into a high-powered USB port, but they come with a wall wart, right? And that is what was making the noise. That guy right there. They'd been plugged in for a few days, and they were making that. I can't even fathom how it was making that noise. Both of them were making that noise. Shortly after I had turned off the video and started I got up, I turned off the ceiling fan because it was so loud, it was keeping me awake. And I thought, well, what's squeaking? And it wasn't the ceiling fan, and there just aren't any things that are moving in my room, and I'm looking under the bed, and I'm checking all the power outlets to see what's plugged in to figure out where that noise is coming from, and I'm waiting for turn off the heater and wait for the home air conditioning to cut off to make sure it isn't a fan problem up in the thing, and I cannot find this. And at one point I thought there were some sirens going on, and I thought maybe that was up. Because every once in a while you'll get a sound that will come through, like through the bathroom window, and it'll ricochet off something, and you'll get this odd audio effect. And the sirens were going. I thought, well, maybe that's an alarm somewhere nearby that's going off. And it was just kind of cavinating the noise or acoustically amplifying, rebroadcasting, I don't know what the word is, the sound in the headboard of the bed. And we have electrical outlets, which if you've been watching Tedium Unlimited all along, I put in on the show a long time ago in the headboards, and I had this plugged in, and I reached over and I unplugged all the power. And I thought the sound went away a little bit, but it didn't, right? So it's like, well, it got less, but the sound didn't go away. So obviously it wasn't this. And I plugged them back in, and the sound level didn't go back up. So I'm like, okay, that was just, I must have pushed something or something that was loose. It's got to be here at the bed. I don't know. And finally I got over to my wife's side of the bed, and she was up doing work, and it was really loud over there, so I pulled her power outlet out, which is identical to this because they were two identical chargers. And the sound stopped. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then I plugged it back in and the sound started again, and I pull it out and I plugged it back in and then the sound didn't start again. And I'm like, there are no moving parts in here. So I'm taking these back. I don't trust that. I don't trust anything making a noise like that. And I told you one. She says, oh, well, I told you about that. And I was like, you didn't tell me about that. She said, I told you like 3 days ago that it was making a hum. And I go, that wasn't a hum. It's like, a hum is like, that was sounded like a fan blade going bad. Bearings or something. And she said, it's a hum. I'm like, listen to this. And I played her back the audio and she goes, yeah, a hum. I'm like, that's not a hum. That is not a hum. If you had told me it was making a noise like that, I'd have been freaking out. And she said, oh, you told me it was nothing to worry about. You just said goes around in there. And I said, no, I never said there's anything going around inside that charger. And she said, you did. And I said, no, I said there's a coil inside that. Yes, a coil. So it would be going around. I'm like, no. Okay, no. So we had a miscommunication. We could have all died days ago. My wife warned me about it. Okay, fair enough. She warned me about it. When she said hum, yeah, sure. If you put your ear right up against the charge, not this part, actually, the other part, you can hear a little hum because it's a coil and power and things. And that wasn't worrying me too much. But that noise, anyway. One of the great things about Costco, 100% satisfaction on everything. I don't have the box anymore because I just threw it out in the last garbage cycle. But no, I will not have those in my house. I will not have those in my house. That's just not,